Good morning and welcome to Peace Out, where we're all figuring out how to peace out, right? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. I hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good week. This month is already halfway over. It is only a week till Thanksgiving. It's nearly Christmas. It's almost 2024. Wow. That was fast, wasn't it? This week, this month is just like feels like it's gone in a like November's been gone, right? Isn't that crazy how sometimes January though feels like it lasts forever, doesn't it? It seems like sometimes it just kind of depends on what's going on. Some months feel like they just last forever, and then some like this one are just like it just goes, right? And it's where we are right now. Just feels like November has flown by. Half of November. We still have a half of it to go. We still have over 2 weeks to go, right? But we still got well, it's almost done. It's almost done just before we even knew it. Anyway, so don't take a breath. It'll be next year, right? Anyway, I do hope you're having a good month, though, and I hope you're having a good day. I hope all things are going just like you planned, or better than that. I hope things are going just like he planned. How's that? And I know that things are going just like he planned. I want to talk today, though, about I think I titled this Button, Pulleys, and Levers because all of my buttons have been pushed in the last 12 hours. And it's just me and Chris, right? So I can't blame it on anybody else. But don't you have those buttons that just it seems like these certain types of things are what hits you and just all of a sudden that his piece just seems like it gets sucked right out, right? You have any of those kind of things, for me, one thing is Chris is sick this morning. I'm thinking he's having an asthma attack 'cause we've been outside because it's been so pretty. But I'm praying, and he does have a fever. He is on oxygen. We're okay right now. But that's one of my buttons, right? Maybe it's a pulley, maybe it's a lever, right? But that's one of those buttons where I immediately go, God help, right? And then I'm mad if he doesn't answer immediately, right? And so it's a real trying situation. And that's just my button, one of mine. All right. And so I'm sure you have your buttons that it's just certain types of things that when they happen, they just really hit deep and hard. And it's just so much harder to dig out of that and get back to God's peace. Right. And so because his peace doesn't go away just because my button got pushed. Maybe it's a relationship thing with you. Maybe it's rejection. I got that button too. Maybe that's a lever or a pulley. I don't know. Right? Maybe it's finances. Maybe it's a certain way people talk to you or don't talk to you or something. I don't know. We all have different situations. We all have different things that just can catapult us into despair. They can just kind of suck that peace right out of us if we're not careful, if we don't really protect it. But here's the good thing. God gets that. He gets it. Maybe that's why he just said, I'm just going to leave my peace here for you. Do with it what you want. You can either push through those things that push all your buttons and grab his peace and let it rain, or you can just sulk in your problems. It really is a choice, right? It's not a good choice, by the way. And it doesn't help. And it doesn't help you get to peace any faster. Or you can just begin to give it over to him in prayer. And you know what? The cool thing is, with Chris being sick, it's like a constant prayer. Right? Oh God, please touch Chris. Let me know what to do. Help me do this. Help me that. Right? And I'm gonna give him more water. I'm gonna give him more time. I should have living Tylenol. Should I? And I can get in this little tizzy, right? So easily because I don't know what to do. And I'm a fixer and I want to fix it. And so if I'm not careful, my piece can just kind of leak out. No, it doesn't really leak out. It just kind of, the dam breaks and it goes, gushes out, right? So it's an all day thing of just coming back to, I'm just going to trust you, God. I'm just going to trust you, God. I'm just going to pray. We'll pray for Chris, pray for myself, pray for everybody else, but I'm going to trust you. And it's an all day thing of coming back and of trying to figure out each little step of the day. Do I get him up? Do I not? Do I leave him in bed? No, I don't want to do that. He's got a fever, right? And so it's all these things that start running through my mind. And it just seems like that peace will just, it gets further and further away. And maybe, for you, it's not Chris, right? Obviously. But maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a different lever that feels like it just lifts that piece off and gloom and doom comes in. Or maybe it's a pulley that feels like it's just being pulled away, and it's the piece is just getting further and further away. I don't know what it is for you. Maybe it's your own physical limitations. Maybe it's that's frustrating to me too, because if I can get on the treadmill and get a couple of miles in, I can at least get that tension out of my body. But when it's something physical, that makes it harder to do too, right? And so no matter what that is, just today is a day to put it aside and just go back to his peace, and over and over and over, because he didn't leave overnight, right? His peace didn't leak out while you were sleeping. You don't have to get up in the morning and go find God. You don't have to go climb a mountain. All you have to do is just go, God, I need you right this moment. And he's right there. Really, when you acknowledge him, he's right there whether you acknowledge him or not. It's in that acknowledging him. He's with you. He's walking with you through whatever you face today. There's nothing off limits. He doesn't go, oh, I don't do that. So come back tomorrow, or come back when you get that settled, or nope, I don't have wisdom for that. Nope, I don't have healing for that. Nope, I don't have peace for that. No, no, he's got you no matter what. He doesn't leave. He doesn't say it's too complicated. He doesn't say it's too complex. He doesn't say you're too petty. He doesn't say you're too sensitive. I don't know. What else would you fill in that blank? Fill in the blank. Whatever you're feeling with, God doesn't use those terms. He looks at us and says, you're cherished. You're loved. You're protected. You're covered. I'm your shield. I'm your song. I'm your salvation. I'm your wisdom. I'm your righteousness. Right? He doesn't call, we need to, this is something I'm working on, is maybe today, here's our assignment, is to only use terms about yourself that you know God would use. Would that change your conversation, your self-conversation, your self-talk? Right? Because negative self-talk is so easy. Oh, you're so dumb. Oh, you messed that up. You messed everything up. Oh, everything's right. It's easy to fall into that negative self-talk. But what if we just said today what God said about us? That we're loved. So when those things, when our thoughts come, when my thoughts, I'm going to do it this way. When my thoughts come and I start feeling defeated, or I start feeling like I've messed everything up, or because the enemy loves to plant those kind of things, turn those around. Remind yourselves that you are cherished by God. Cherished so much he gave his son. I don't love anybody that much. All right? But so turn those negative thoughts around, and remind yourself of what God says about you, that you're cherished, that you're loved, that you're holy. If you're not holy, his work wasn't strong enough. If you're not righteous, he didn't do his job right. And we know that's not true, right? That causes that wait, okay, I know God is, I know everything God does is good. So if I'm not righteous, he didn't cover me right. If I'm not holy, then his blood wasn't enough. And we know his blood was enough. So we just have to remind ourselves that no matter how we feel, no matter what we're going through, and how pulled or twisted our emotions get, we still are righteous in Christ through faith. We're still loved by God. We're still cared for and protected, and he's still the sustainer and keeper of our soul, the mind, will, and emotions. We got to talk to ourselves differently, right? No matter what life is pulling us through, or twisting us through, or pulling around us, or pulling us into, right? No matter how it's laid out, because in Ephesians 2 it says that he himself is our peace. Now this is talking in context. Be fair. In context, he's talking about he's made peace between the old covenant and the new. He's made peace between the Jew and the Gentile. And he says those who didn't used to be called are now called, and that's us. Right? He's saying the Gentiles, because I'm a Gentile, right? But there's no more Jew and Gentile. He's made peace between it all, and he's everybody's peace. He's everybody's sacrifice. Nobody is excluded from the grace and love and mercy and peace of God, right? And so he is our peace. He's and in the same book, because I read Ephesians this morning, can you tell? In the same letter, Paul tells us in chapter 6 that our feet are shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. That means everywhere we go, his peace is with us. We don't have to leave his peace at home when we go to the park for a walk. We don't leave his peace at home when we go to the grocery store. You better not leave his peace at home when you go to Walmart, because you're going to need it, right? And you're going to need grace and wisdom too, right? But his peace is with us. Our feet, everywhere we place our foot, his peace is there, because we wear his peace. His peace covers us. We don't take it off and leave it at home. We don't even take it off when we sleep. Better not. He says put on the armor. He never says take it off, right? So we have his peace. We're covered in his righteousness. We have his salvation protecting our minds. We have that armor. He's given it to us. He's given us a lot of things, and that's just some of those things, right? And so we don't have to worry about, is God in this with me today? Does he leave me when all my buttons get pushed and I feel like I'm going to go bonkers here? No, he's still here. His peace is still here, whether your buttons got pushed, levers got pulled, pulleys got shoved, whatever happens. God's peace is still right here. Our task is just reminding ourselves, his peace has me. I got to let it rain. And if we have to push that button a million times a day, it's worth it for the journey, right? So peace out today. He's got you covered. He's got you today. You can walk in total peace no matter what's going on, no matter if your kid's sick or whatever. His peace doesn't check out. It didn't clock out and go, it's off duty. His peace is still on duty today. So just peace out. Have a great day. See you guys tomorrow.